So we're here today, guys, to talk about host coaching. I think once you get host coaching down pat, I'm sure you'll agree, Kim, it will mean your virtual demos or face-to-face demos are so much more fruitful. And if anything, EOI is like, I think host coaching will absolutely lead into recruitments, and you can get lots of recruitment messages in there.
It's so important to do host coaching and do it well, and that's what I learned at probably the first 12 months as my journey as a consultant, because so many things it's like sliding doors. So many things can go wrong if you don't do the host coaching, and so many things can go right and even better if you do the host coaching. You want your host to do everything that you have asked them to do, organize the food, have it prepared correctly, have it washed and ready to go. You don't want to waste your time doing something that the host should have done before the demo, before the cooking experience. So yeah, it's really important to get those practical things organized. But on top of that, I think the more important thing to do with host coaching is to talk about the host and the guests that are coming along.
Yeah. I actually always remember a demo in my early days. I wasn't probably as confident with host coaching as I am now. And I didn't really ask anything about the guests. I didn't really ask any open questions. I just completely just saw what I saw and thought they're all going to love health. They seemed like really fit, active mums. I was just convinced that they were there to buy Thermomix for the health side. So the whole demo, I talked about gut health, how to be healthy. There was no preservatives, no additives. And right at the end of the demo, when I did personal customer time, every single one of them said to me, the health wasn't really at the forefront of what they wanted, and they couldn't really see the benefit. And really, if I'd have probably just talked about all the amazing homemade treats, the lunchbox fillers that may be a bit healthy but still be super naughty, I reckon I'd have walked away with 2 or 3 sales. And it was that demo that honestly I thought I will never go to a demo so unprepared, because I just literally wasted 2 hours. I never got a sale from that, and I still don't.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's why it's important, I guess, for that page on the flip chart where we talk about health, simplicity, speed, and saving money and being creative in the kitchen. So we can, if our host coaching hasn't worked as well as what it should have or it could have, we've always got the flip chart as a backup.
And there's different ways to host coaching as well. So I always have 2 ways of host coaching. My first one is the phone call a week before. I ask about who they've invited, and at that point you don't always have the exact numbers. So who are the kind of people they've invited? What do they want to see? What do they think their friends might want to see? And if they say, I've invited all the busy mums, I don't give them the demo menu. I'll actually say, this is what I think we should make. Because sometimes you'll give someone a demo menu and they absolutely love risotto, and they go to a restaurant and always order risotto. But is that going to show really busy mums the benefit of multi-layer cooking?
I hear you. For my host coaching now and for organising cooking experiences, I always, even if they're texting and confirming a date, my response is always, when can we chat about the menu?
Yeah.
I need to do that. I need to talk to someone about it, because we need to know what they want, what their friends would like. Do they have any vegans coming? Do they have any vegetarians coming? Have any friends with allergies and things like that? So find out the lifestyle of the guests and the host. And I suggest, I don't send out the menu anymore. I just make suggestions verbally, and we lock it in like that. And then I just send off the shopping list.
Yeah, exactly. Because we're the experts, and we're going to know what's going to sell the Thermomixes, and not the actual host.
That's right. Can I ask, Kim's making phone calls for her host coaching. The demographic you're working with love text and social media. How are you host coaching when you're not connecting via the phone?
I actually just always give them the option. To be honest, even with sales or anything, I always give people the option. So I'll start with a text, because some people just are like, why is she calling me? Like, I'm the same. I'm like, why are they calling? Why are they not texting me? So I'll just say, would you prefer to communicate on a phone call, or do you want to communicate via text? Either is fine. Often they come back with text, and yeah, just exactly the same really as you would be with a phone call. Just can you just tell me a bit about who's coming and what do you think they're going to like to see? And then you make that suggestion. And they actually like you taking control, because they know they're in good hands. They know that it's going to probably be a successful demo, because at the end of the day, you're going to try and get them host rewards. So
how do you set up the expectations? Because we don't have Evie in the room with us today, but she is joining us on Zoom. I know Evie sets a lot up in an email. And so she sets out what the demo looks like and what's going to be involved. So, Kim, how do you set up those expectations via a phone call versus how Hannah would be setting up? Because, you know, how long is the text that you're going to send? Really?
Well, I used to do that. I used to have this followed suit from Evie and wonderful templates to send to prospective hosts. But, you know, in time, I just gradually turn that around to conversations, because that's just the way I like to operate. Yeah. But, you know, in a conversation, you can so easily tell them, you know, how long it's going to take. You know, this is what we'll cook. This is probably the order we'll do it in. And we'll give everyone, you know, hopefully there's 3, you know, the host and 2 guests, and everyone can have a turn at the Thermomix, and
so you're setting that expectation that it's
exactly. Yeah.
So how do you do that by text?
I actually just in my text have a set text. You can have it in your notes. You can just change the name on it, and I'll just send a text out a week before. Maybe we've already decided the menu at this point, and I'll just say, just a reminder, we've got your demo booked in for 2:30 on Saturday. I'll be arriving at 2 o'clock. Please have your ingredients ready. See you then. I don't actually go into what's going to be going on in the demo. When I arrive at 2, then that half an hour is when I'm going to start the host coaching, and just say, so what we're going to do today, this is the order, you know, just talking through it then. Also, after I've done my host coaching the week before, when I get there, I actually have a pad and paper in my bag. And when I'm asking the host about the guests, I actually jot down the name and then a little bit about them. So I might put, you know, Tanya, 3 kids, likes health. Now, with my open questions at the start, when I'm going through my flip chart, I'll ask them the name. They say Tanya, and I think, okay. And then I'm not going to say, oh, you're the one with 3 kids and you do this and you do that, because I don't want them to think I know anything about them. So tell me, how many kids do you have at home? Or, you know, things like that. And I think if you do the right host coaching, your open story, which I think is probably the most, for me, one of the most important parts of the flip chart, you're already hitting their objections, because the host might say, oh, she would love one, but she can't afford one, you know. And then you can say, you know, I really wanted one when I saw it, but I didn't think I could afford it. But the payment options we've got, which we'll share later, and they're like, okay, she sounds like me. Like, and you start to see them literally lean in, because you're hitting all their objections off at the start.
You built that rapport, and they can relate to you.
Anything else you maybe would like to add about host coaching? I know it is one of the most valuable things in terms of setting up so that you walk into a demo where you are going to get bang for your buck in connecting with customers, making sure people are aware of the value of the Thermomix and what you as a consultant bring. Is there any other last minute tips?
I think my tips would be, like, don't get too caught up in if you haven't necessarily done that initial host coaching the week before or made the phone call. Like, you know, we all often get stuck in a busy life, and sometimes you do rock up at a demo and think, I feel really unprepared here. But just answering those questions when you're setting up, you can build that rapport, you can still host coach. And yeah, just always remember the value of host coaching, because I think your sales would probably double with the right amount of host coaching.
The one thing I would just say is get your host excited about host results. Tell them what's on offer. Tell them how they can use it. Well, you know, help them understand.
Help them understand that it's not just a free meal. We're going to add to their kitchen. We're going to add value to their thermomix. We're teaching them more, but you know the value of a thermoserver is way more than the price that it costs to get.
That's right, and they can't get it any other way.
Yeah.
And that's exactly right. I say when in the initial half an hour before the guests arrive, like the outcome today, we want, even if you pay, you know, you've got your eye on it yourself, we really want to get your friends on board because this is going to earn you and make it about them. Like we want you to get the very most. But if people are struggling with host coaching, I always say as well, just reach out to other consultants in your team because we've all got different ways we do it. There's no right or wrong way, whatever you feel comfortable with. So if you are looking just for new tips or you need a bit of advice, team leader, other consultants, you know, it's always good to hear everyone else's ways of doing things.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Right.
You can do it.
Oh yeah, role play, sorry.
Is that right?
Okay.
So we are going to do a really quick role play because often if we are chatting on the phone, host coaching can be a little bit. Now I did watch a video the other day. I don't know whether you were on it with Grace and Kerri-Ann at the telephone day. And Grace was saying before she made phone calls, she'd have a notepad with just some prompting words on it. I think that's a really good idea for host coaching. So just maybe jot a few open questions down, like, so, you know, what's making you have the Thermomix demo? What are you interested in seeing? And then, yeah, just have some of them answers down. So we're going to envision that I am on the phone and I've got my pad.
Or have them as notes on your phone so they're ready to be used anytime you're,
Yeah.
you know, you might put the demo on the spot somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I've got to even role play. All right. Ring, ring. Yeah, just a pretend phone. Hey, Kim, how you going?
Hey, Hannah, how are you? I'm really well, thanks.
Good. So we've got your demo booked in on Saturday.
Yes, we have.
Yeah, you're looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it.
So am I. So am I. So tell me, who have you invited?
I've got 3 of my friends coming: Liz, Lisa, and Kelly.
Okay, and what? Tell me a bit about them. What's Liz like?
Okay, Liz eats out a lot. She really likes Asian food. She's single and she works long hours, that sort of thing. So Kelly's she's got a family and children. She works full time as well. She likes to cook. And Lisa's also single.
Wow, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
So
she's actually got an old TM31, my friend Lisa.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love it when is she a raving fan?
I don't really know, but I know she's got one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, you sound like you've got a good bunch of people coming.
Yeah.
And what about yourself? What are you looking forward to seeing the most?
Well, I've just heard about all the hype, how it saves you time and money, and you know, it makes for a tidier kitchen and things like that, less cleanup. So I'm just excited to see it because I've heard lots about it, and I have really no idea until I see it.
That's great. Okay, so I'm actually going to suggest a menu we follow from what you've told me.
Okay.
So you've mentioned that you've got busy mums, time for kids. The meatballs is amazing. So it's going to show you multi-layer. We're going to hide some veggies in there. We're going to create different textures because we all know kids are often a bit harder to please.
Yeah.
We're going to do that. So we'll see the multi-layer, like I said. How about we also do the fruity dream? Again, really good to show the kids food, but also we can actually talk about how you can then change it into a cocktail.
Oh, that sounds like we might be doing that after you leave, or you can hang around with us if you like.
And lastly, pizza dough. That's just a firm favourite for me. I can talk about and show you how to do the pizza scrolls for lunchbox fillers.
Okay. I've never made bread or pizza dough or anything like that before, so that will be interesting.
Awesome, good stuff. All right, so we've got the menu sorted. So I'm actually going to text you the shopping list.
Sure.
Cookie dough that comes with Thermomix has actually got a really handy tool where you can create it and put it into the aisles of the supermarket.
Wow.
How good is that? So I'm going to send you that on cookie dough. If you actually want to register for cookie dough before I come, you can do and have a look at the recipes that you can do. I'm actually going to arrive half an hour before so we can get set up. But if you have any questions in the meantime, text me, call me, anything at all. But I really look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Fantastic. Thanks, Helen.
No worries. See you then.
Thanks,
Bye.
ladies. Appreciate it.